LENARČIČ.
Mr. President, honourable members, I listened very carefully to all the interventions, and I would like to summarise my concluding remarks in the following 5 points. 1. There can be no doubt that the international humanitarian law applies fully in this conflict as in any other conflict, and it is binding on all parties. And it is also quite obvious that international humanitarian law is not being respected. Large numbers of civilians have been killed in Israel on 7th of October. Hostages were taken. Rockets have been fired indiscriminately across Israel. More than 12,000 civilians have been killed in Gaza. Humanitarian aid is being obstructed. More than 100 UN staff have been killed, and so on. These are violations of international humanitarian law, and they have to stop. Second, it is urgent to improve humanitarian access into Gaza and within Gaza. Now let me explain what this means in practice with the help of the UN Security Council resolution adopted last week, resolution number 2712, which says inter alia what this access means. It means, I quote, urgent and extended humanitarian pauses and corridors throughout the Gaza Strip for a sufficient number of days to facilitate the continuous, sufficient and unhindered provision of essential goods and services throughout the Gaza Strip, including water, electricity, fuel, food and medical supplies, as well as emergency repairs to essential infrastructure, and so on. This is the law. This is what the law says, and we still have not seen it complied with fully by all parties to this conflict. Third point, I also wish to stress the importance of the role of the United Nations. The role of the United Nations in humanitarian assistance to Palestinian territories is indispensable. And I want to say that very clearly because the United Nations has been attacked by some recently, and I just want to make it clear that without them there can be no meaningful humanitarian assistance to Gaza and other parts of Palestinian territory. Fourth, for us as the European Union and our member states, it is essential to step up humanitarian response, both in kind and in funding, and the European Commission is committed to doing its part. And finally, my fifth point, while our focus has been on Gaza, we should not lose sight of the deteriorating situation in the West Bank, and we should step up our efforts on the political front towards a two-state solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Vice President of the Commission and High Representative Josep Borrell has the floor.